Hi guys, and welcome to Planet Pathlings. I'm your Tuesday host, and I am coming to you this week with one of my Yule videos leading up to the festive seasons. I thought I'd first of all share my altar with you before I go on to talk about some of the topics I am going to be discussing. So I don't have all my candles at the moment. I've just got some illuminators. I'm very skint, so I have basically just used an old paper tablecloth, which I have decorated with some snowflakes, decals, which are similar, well, the same ones that you can see on my wall. White, red and black. Got them all over the place. So basically I have kept my warrior image on the altar. I have changed the image in the middle to the blessed Yule, one that I had last Yule and Christmas, which was done from witchcrafting last year around about this time. And then I have my totem animals picture. So I have got a little goblet for something. I'm not sure what I'm going to put in that yet for Yule, probably red wine or something. I have my other flowers that represent the different aspects of Morrigan. And that's the one that's in the forefront at the moment. I have got 4 big pillar candles which represent the dark and the light. They also represent, the red ones represent the going to be rebirth of the sun. Obviously they're not lit at the moment. And also I've alternated red and white, sort of to represent the coming and going of the sort of interaction of the, we are not quite at Yule yet, so I'm trying to find the right way to describe this. Kind of the battle between the winter and the new coming seasons. So they will be burning off and on in the next few days leading up to Yule, and then I will continue burning them over the Christmas festive period. Now I have to watch what I'm putting on my altar, because for those of you who don't know, my son Ali is autistic, and certain representations to him have to kind of connect in his mind with the season, which makes sense. So I have to watch what I do, what I put on the altar. So I thought the snowflakes were a good thing, very Christmassy for Ali, and also I thought were very good to bring in the colour elements of the Morrigan, and also the dark and the moving from the sort of darker seasons into the lighter half of the year after the rebirth of the sun. So we've kind of gone for the red, white and black again. I've got a couple of things that I keep on here to represent a particular aspect of the goddess, and those will stay there until a new comes into the forefront. I've been gifted a couple of gifts this past week from a couple of lovely sisters, so those have been incorporated into my altar. I have one of the feathers, you can't see, I have many feathers in there, but one of them is in there. And then I got some lovely black, white and red sparkly tea lights from the lovely Venus Hubble. So we've got the Maiden Mother Crone aspect tea lights there, and we have little snowflakes to continue on the theme. It's funny actually, because last year I used snowflakes, not to this extent, but snowflakes did come into the equation last year between my Morgan sacred fireplace and also some snowflakes on my ceiling and on my tree. So we've got the sparkly red ones. Told you Venus they'd sneak in here. So with the white snowflake holders, they really do pop out and they're really quite effective, and I think when the lights are completely off and those are lit, they are going to be really pretty. So I thought that I would go full out and put them there. So that's pretty much where we're at regards how things look. And obviously certain things will lit. I've got my 2 candles there lit at the moment, and my illuminators. So I will go into some of the topics now. So we have some Planet Pathings topics that have been kind of skirted around to discuss for this season, so I will go ahead and talk about those. The first question was to discuss your first Yule as a witch. Well, my first Yule as a witch, I did not really celebrate in the Sabbat sense. It was just an acknowledgement to, right, this is how I feel, this is how my path is going. This was before I realised that my path was going to go the route it has, i.e. that the Morrigan came into my life. So my first Yule as a witch was basically a nod to that fact. My first Yule as a practising witch, where I knew kind of what direction I was going in, even although it was very new, was I had a very basic altar set up, and I did not do really any rituals or anything. I basically just gave thanks and honoured the goddess. It was a combination of offering and spending some time at my altar, and just basically some goddess and me time, albeit a very short space of time, because I don't have a lot of time sometimes to sit and spend time as I might want to. A lot of people are probably going to be in the same position, that have kids, etc. The other question was, have any of your traditions changed from then to now? Well, my first Yule, like I said, was before I realised my path was the Celtic path. So yes, because my first Yule was before I knew the path I was on, which way it was headed. It was before the Morrigan made her presence known to me, where I knew what was going on regards path. So yes, there was a change in how I celebrated Yule. So I would say that's pretty much how things panned out there. Celebrating with non-pagan family members. Well, none of my family are pagan, and ancestrally I really don't know what my ancestors' backgrounds were regards spirituality or anything that I'm aware of. There were no pagans or practicing witches. Regards celebrating with non-pagan family, my celebrations for Yule and Christmas are completely separate. I celebrate Yule in my own little way, and I celebrate by really, my son's really not, he doesn't really get involved in the celebration of Yule, although he does acknowledge the seasons, etc., certain moon cycles, etc. But he's not really taking a hands-on, full-on interest. He asks questions if he wants to ask questions, and he gets involved with anything that, you know, sparks his interest. So Yule is not celebrated at all with any family members, apart from obviously my son being in the same household, and obviously you know, it going in the direction that I am doing things in the household. I'm getting distracted because I can hear noises. And basically, if he wants to get involved with anything, he will ask me, or anything like that. So there is no really any celebrating issues with non-pagan family, because they're either not here, not present, or if they are, I keep my celebrations with regards to that to myself and around my own environments, if you will. So the other question was, do you do spells on holidays, stroke sabbats, or do you give thanks and honour? Very rarely do I do any full-on rituals at this time of year coming up, because number one, I really don't have the time to, and if I do, they're usually pre-planned. There is a few that I do off the cuff, but usually if I'm doing anything, they're pre-planned, so I have the time and I've got a scheduled slot where I know, right, I'm going to be able to have time to do that, as opposed to trying to fit it in through the day or whatever and just not being able to get round to it between one thing or another. So I tend to give thanks and honour predominantly, but it's more a case of like I give food and drink offerings, and I do other offerings. I make crafts to give to my goddess around the sabbats, etc., and that's my kind of way of celebration. Like I say, none of my friends are pagan, although I have a few. I mean, here where I live, although I have a few people that are spiritual people, but I don't get to see them that often because time doesn't allow it, and my schedule and stuff like that. And if we do get together, it tends to be in town now and again, or they come here and we'll like have coffee and a couple of glasses of wine and some munchies or something like that. But that's really about as far as it goes with regards to anybody that lives close by me that is on any spiritual type of journey. All my loved ones and brothers and sisters live further afield, so that's a bit of a bummer. But anyway, also one versus the other. Well, see, for me, I celebrate both Yule and Christmas. Yule is a celebration for myself, and my path, and Christmas is a celebration really predominantly for my son. He still believes in Santa. He's 18, and the reason why he believes in Santa really is predominantly from school. What you're taught in school and all that sticks with autistic children, and obviously that's stuck in his mind, and it's his little magical fantasy around this time of year. You know, Santa comes, leaves you gifts, and it's all a Christmassy atmosphere. I'll give you a quick scout around what I've done regard decoration wise very quickly at the end of this video. So Yule is predominantly for me and my path. If my son wants to partake, he can in anything, and Christmas is really mainly for him, and you know, making a special time of year for him. So I celebrate both regards, talking about one versus the other. What I am going to do is I am going to do another video which will probably be next Tuesday. Now, what date's next Tuesday? Goodness me, I can't think. I'm trying to think when next Tuesday, what next Tuesday is. Seeing the times, So that's before Christmas, yeah. So my next video will be on next Tuesday, and that will be a more what do you call it, discussion and talk about tradition and to do with a very particular story that is linked in with this time of year. So I will quickly give you a scout around, and then I will say blessed be. So you've seen the altar. You've seen the altar. Wall decals, etc. But you've seen them anyway in the other video I did on my own channel, probably if you're subscribed to me, that is. So if you're not subscribed to me, this will be your first little squinty. My tree, which is quite gothy and spiritual in its appearance. So we have that. You have to excuse the noise, I am preparing for visitors coming on Thursday. So you can see the little touches of a combination of things like I believe, which is for my son Ali, and then you can see the little pagan witchy touches, which are, where is he? Little stags. Can't find him, it's so dark. There, and I've got another one down here. It's a bit too dark really to see properly. So this is some of my other festive decorations for the time of year. Well, my crow did there. I was actually going to get a great big decal for here and move these near my altar, but pennies were tight, so that didn't happen. We've got the snowflakes, witch's hat, and this is my other altar. I'm going to show you this in the light and then with the light off. So basically I don't have these lit up at the moment because I do not have enough tail lights. So this is what my altar looks like, my main altar. More decorations. I'm really going to have to show you this in the light because I don't have my tail lights lit. It's too dark to see. So that's my snowflake candle holder, my black candle holder, my offering bowl, Celtic offering bowl, my Morrigan art that I found online, my past, present and future pictures. That's the present one up there. My candle, my other icicle or whatever tea light holder, my past picture, my sort of wise woman. You can see the light in her face. The wise woman picture I found online and used about with. This gives you an idea of the combination between Christmas and Yule. My path and what Ali believes, which is I always have these crow guys up all year round. They are not to my path in the Morrigan. We have some snowflakes in the Morrigan colours around him, but also the snowflakes are very Christmassy for Ali. And Ali's idea to put these Santa hats on the crows because they had to get into the festive mood apparently. This is what he said last year, so they're up again. And then I have my Morrigan coloured candles. So you can see it's a combination between Yule and Christmas. Things that resonate for Ali for Christmas time. Again, the snowflakes have been brought in, which is a bit of a fluke actually, because like I say, last year there was snowflakes and obviously I've decided to really go with the snowflake theme this year, and have realised that a lot of things I had last year have actually got snowflakes on them. So that was a happy accident. So then we've got homemade snowflakes mixed in with we bought decals. So you can see we have a mixture between Yule and Christmas. So that just gives you an idea of how I incorporate both Christmas and Yule into my everyday living, so that it works for me and it also works for my son. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Lots of love and blessed be, and I will see you next Tuesday. Bye guys, lots of love.